Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Even though all signs thus far indicate Jonathan Kuminga likely will leave the Warriors this summer, the finances could make that tricky. The Athletic's Anthony Slater noted a few interesting wrinkles to the situation and why he believes the best possible outcome for all parties would be for Kuminga to remain in the Bay. First, with Kuminga expected to earn at least a 20% raise as a restricted free agent, a new deal would put Golden State over the cap. But the incoming salary would only count as half of Kuminga's outgoing salary, as noted by the base year compensation rule in the CBA. So, as Slater notes, if Kuminga's new deal starts at $30 million, which is what his next team would absorb it as, the Warriors would look at a $15 million incoming match. As a restricted free agent, Kuminga could sign with Golden State or sign an offer sheet with a team with cap space. The Warriors would have the right to match. A sign-and-trade is also a possibility. But as Slater pointed out, the base year rule in addition to the first apron cap significantly limits the number of realistic sign-and-trade opportunities for the Warriors. The Warriors' front office, Kuminga's representatives, and the league are expected to explore all options into July, Slater wrote. But team sources have been hinting that, because of these market and financial restrictions, there's a likely world where the most obvious and prudent path is for them to bring Kuminga back and figure the rest out later. Find the latest Golden State Warriors news, highlights, analysis and more with NBC Sports Bay Area and California. After numerous DNP did not play, coach's decision, to begin Golden State's postseason run, Kuminga re-emerged into Steve Kerr's rotation when Steph Curry went down with an injury and reminded the Warriors and the rest of the league of his talent and athleticism. And that talent and athleticism might be on a one-way trip back to the Warriors. Watching Tyrese Haliburton navigate Game 5 struggles, as someone who wants to live his entire life without New York winning a title because I grew up always seeing them as the bad guys like an 80s film villain, I can't help but root for him to figure this out. But every possession now comes under a microscope that few players ever experience, and fewer still learn to master. And standing directly in his path? A New York team that desperately wants to ensure he doesn't crack the code. Did you hear the chatter about Haliburton being a superstar on the verge? Stephen Curry went through this gauntlet over a decade ago, learning how to perform when every defensive coordinator in the league has spent weeks studying your tendencies. By now, Curry operates in that fishbowl with the ease of someone who's been there countless times. He knows how to find his spots when teams pick him up at half court. He's mastered the art of creating space against schemes designed specifically to stop him. That mastery didn't happen overnight, it took years of playoff battles, each one teaching him something new about handling the pressure. For the second consecutive year, the Knicks have positioned themselves as Haliburton's primary obstacle to breakthrough stardom. They're not just playing defense, they're doing all they can to make sure Haliburton never sees the NBA Finals. Mikal Bridges picking him up at half court, the switching on every screen, the physical bump and grind approach, this is a team that has studied exactly how to make Haliburton uncomfortable. The Knicks know they have a window here. They understand that if Haliburton figures out how to solve their puzzle, he might never be stopped again. So they're throwing everything at him, hoping to plant seeds of doubt that will linger for years. For Haliburton, every dribble, every screen, every shot selection gets dissected now. When the Knicks disrupted his rhythm in Game 5, it wasn't just tough defense, it was a calculated attempt to keep him frustrated before he fully figures this league out, if ever. This is psychological warfare disguised as basketball. The encouraging sign? His response showed maturity. I got to be better, and I'll be better in Game 6. That's the right mindset, even if the execution has yet to catch up. Curry had the luxury of failing and learning in relative obscurity during those early Warriors years. Haliburton is figuring it out one game away from the finals, with a hungry New York team determined to send him home disappointed for the second straight year. The Knicks know that stars are made in moments like these, and they're hell-bent on making sure this isn't his moment. There's something compelling about watching a young star navigate these waters against a team specifically designed to stop his ascension. Halliburton has the talent and the temperament. Now he needs to develop that sixth sense Curry has, the ability to find solutions when teams throw their best punch and mean it personally. Saturday night in Indianapolis will tell us whether he's ready to break through New York's wall, or if the Knicks will successfully delay his superstar coronation for another year. The Golden State Warriors face a pivotal offseason as they balance developing young talent with maximizing Stephen Curry's championship window. A potential trade involving Moses Moody for Dallas Mavericks forward PJ Washington could be the key to strengthening their roster. Disclaimer: the information and analysis presented in this article are based on current speculations. While the details are sourced from credible insights, it's important to note that these are not confirmed moves or official statements. Readers are encouraged to take this analysis with a grain of salt and stay tuned for official updates as the offseason unfolds. Why the Golden State Warriors are considering a trade. Although the Warriors' youthful nucleus of Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, and Jonathan Kuminga has shown promise, the squad might require more seasoned players to fight for the championship. Golden State is looking into trades to acquire playoff-tested players as Curry enters his 17th season. Key reasons for the potential move: Curry's timeline demands win-now moves. The Warriors lack reliable wing depth. PJ Washington offers two-way versatility and shooting. And you, fan, what do you think about PJ Washington's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.